Have you ever wondered if you're good enough, if what you have to share with the world is even beneficial? Do you feel like you're failing, you're afraid of rejection? Then continue watching this video because I have some pretty spicy information to share with you. My name's Adriana. Please like and subscribe. But I'm just gonna share a little bit more in regards to being yourself. I know for me, I was really sheltered with like a religion that I grew up with, super organized and what people define as culty, but I definitely was in this sheltered box, and I was afraid of being myself because I was afraid of being vulnerable, being judged, and I was still judged anyways. So I'm here because I'm finally being able to be myself. So I'm showing up and doing the things that I love. I remember right after high school, I wanted to go to school to be a graphics designer, but I also wanted to be a fashion designer, but I also wanted to be a photojournalist, and I did none of those and ended up just going and working at McDonald's, which isn't bad. I actually had fun working there. Met some pretty great people. But I couldn't go to school. I wasn't allowed to do the things that I loved, and I wasn't allowed to go to school because life was not about me. Now, granted, even though life wasn't, like, I still should be able to do the things, we should be able to do the things that we love and show up for ourselves so we can show up for other people. So I really had to like face myself. I'm still like healing inner wounds and inner child. Like, I definitely understand, like, it's a process, but we all have lightness and we all have darkness, and we all have to face those things about ourselves and just being authentic. And I realized, I know that I've always loved art, but I didn't know that photography could be a thing. So it's really cool to see how it's like all flourishing and just coming about. And also, like, the most important thing is to show up and to be vulnerable and to be authentically you. People want to see who you are. People want to be able to relate to the person that you are, because, you know, not everybody has the same story. You want to be able to share your truths and be able to vocalize the things that you want to shed light in, because people want to hear your wins and your losses. You know, we're not perfect. We all have to go through, you know, trials and errors and then learn from those lessons. I know I definitely have hit some big lessons for sure. Yeah, it's not been easy being in like that type of religion, you know, like coming out of it. I really had to like learn how to be myself. So I guess I can share this story. I don't think I shared it. A couple weeks ago, I ran into some fellow religious people that I was in the same religion with, and they told me, you know, God never forgets you. God loves you. You should come back. And I was just like, it was like many people against me, and I felt like at the time I really couldn't speak up for myself. So like I had time to process, and then later on I reached out after they reached out first. And but this is still a huge win for me because like I'm not used to speaking up for myself. So I thanked them for, you know, reaching out and appreciated that. But at this time, like, I found a more love for God, and I feel more connected to God/higher self than I ever have been. And thank you for their concern, but I hope that they continue to like do whatever with their religion, and I hope it works out. But for me, it's not for me. I have found peace and love elsewhere. And they just thanked me, and I was like, what? That's all it took. And I haven't heard since. I have gone through lows. In 2014, I had almost committed suicide, so close to doing it. And I reached out and nobody was there. It's like crickets. So yeah, it's pretty triggering. So I was really triggered at that time. I It didn't react though, and I just had to process and sit with it and question and why. And it's gonna get easier over time, but it's never 100% gonna go away, because that is just something that your body has dealt with. But it is a healing process, and you will heal and you'll get through these things. So we definitely want to make the waves and maybe the change and focus on what matters and share that light and vocalize on those things that you want to share, and just share the value with other people, because again, it could be relatable to someone else. But just continue to be yourself, share your gifts. To you may not think that it's a big deal, but to other people it really is. People want to connect with you, people love you, so don't think you're alone, because you're definitely not. There's a community out there. This can be your community, but you're definitely not alone, and you're definitely loved. But just continue to share your skills, your gifts, because people want to know, people want to learn, people want to relate. So continue to thrive, and I love you, and see you guys next time. Bye.